Welcome to BellRacingBuzz.com. We're here with Kay Blandford, one of my favorites. And Kay has been great enough to give us many tips down the road, but this is going to be one that's going to help every rider, no matter what discipline, but barrel racers especially, because you do need a soft and subtle horse. You need one that's flexed and can bend and can give.
Right.
And you're going to teach us today some of your tricks to get that horse to stay that way.
Right. And what I have here is probably 12 foot, we think.
Yeah.
And you want to be able to flex the pole. This bridle will help you do the flexing at the pole, get the shoulder picked up, and get that roundness in the rib cage that you need to go around the barrel. This is the perfect tool. I ride it every day. It's something that doesn't happen overnight, but you can teach these horses with this. I have another tool that I use, but the clinic will tell you how to do that. But this here is basically the things I use every day on my horses to keep them nice and supple in their shoulders and to get them back in that pole. And quit pulling on me. I use this because I keep the bridle in the horse in their face. So this is the tool that I use.
Now, when you use this setup, Kay, what kind of bit do you recommend them to have?
Ring bit works best. That works best for me because if you get a gag bit, you get too much gag and you're not getting that. He's getting away from you. So I suggest a ring bit is the best bit to use. I like to use one with a little twisted mouthpiece in it, and that's the best results I get. And here's how you hook it up. You put the reins over. Actually, they're approximately 12 feet, I guess. I hook it to get the pole flexion. I hook it right here into my the ring of my breast collar. That way, that when I draw him up, I can get him to flex his pole. That's the first thing a horse has got to do, teach him. If you can't get that done, and he's not broke good enough, you'll stick it down here. Both reins stick down here. You ride him like this and get him broken that pole before you start any of these exercises. He has to learn how to be broke at the pole so he can pick his shoulder up and get round in his turns and get that rib cage up. This is the first thing he has to learn. This horse knows it, but this is what I'm going to show you today on how this horse is flexible, how you can get my reverse arc with it, get the shoulder picked up, and get the rib cage picked up.
You want to get the other one? Okay, since you're going to hook him up, we're going to let you show us on horseback how it works and the functionality of your bridle setup.
Great. Okay, here's what I was talking about when I went this horse to break at the pole. I'm going to bring my hand straight back here, and when he breaks, see how he broke? See how he brought his head down? I'm not going to keep pulling on him. I don't want him backing up. I want him to stand here with his head down. Look, see what he's doing right there? That's the movement that I want for him. Then I'm going to ride him up. I want him to stay flexed at that pole, ride him up, and this is where I use my one hand. I always go to the saddle horn right here and don't balance on my outside rein too much. You may first have to keep this horse in this bridle. I know colts that I've started, and you have to come learn that. That's something that's learned, about using two hands, because I'm a one-hand rider, because that's what I do around my barrels. But once I got this horse taught this, this is the movement I get to pick his shoulder up and keep him round in his turns. I want to be able to, when I go around, to see his eye. Ooh. I just want to be able to see his eye. See his eye. I want him, if he gets out of the pole, then I'm going to use my outside rein a little bit. But I'm not going to keep holding it all the time. As long as he's got that pole bent, I'm not going to use this outside rein. Only when he picks up that I'll use my outside rein. Because this is the movement I get around my barrel, so I'm trying to teach him one rein. I don't use a lot of leg on a horse. The only time I use my leg is for correction. I will arch my body to make him move, because I want him to stay right here with me. I get my rear out of the saddle a little bit, and I want him to go, and I'll smooch to him. I want him to stay nice and around. I don't post, because I want him to stay right here. I'm telling him to go, stay right here. I will not post. I'll balance in my stirrup, and when I sit back, take both hands to stop him. I want him to be able to stop straight. When I back him up, I want him to back up into that pole. I want his head down. And if he gets his head down, I'm going to pick my hands up a little bit, because you get him too low right here. See, I don't want him that low. I want his head just a little bit up, so I'm going to keep my hands about this area to back him up. I'm going to shift my weight forward. When I do, it just shifts everything forward. I smooch to him, because I want him to stay right here. I want him to lope a nice circle. I want to be able to see his eye. This is the way this bridle can keep his shoulder picked up. And the nice round turns that I need, this is what I get around my barrels. I just want to be able to see his eye. See, he sees his pole staying nice and soft. And I can see his eye. This is the turn I need around my barrel. I'm going to stop him. See, when I sit down, and when I just barely pull, this horse stops. That's what I teach him. When you get him in the pole correctly, when you sit down, this will all work for you. The other direction, same deal. I'm going to shift my weight forward. I don't want him to go fast, so I'm not going to get my leg in him at all. I'm just going to get my rear out of the saddle just a little bit. Smooch to him. Rock myself back because I want him to stay right here. Right here. I see his eye. But see how he's got his head down? His turns are nice and round. If he gets in too tight, I can move him over. I can bend this horse any way I want with this bridle. This is getting their shoulder picked up, getting him soft and supple. And this is what you need to do when you're training your horses, to get him nice and supple in the bridle. See, I just barely touch him and he stops. All because I've got the handle on him. But I got it with this bridle, teaching him to pick up. I can reverse arc him. I still want his head down. See, he'll get back into that bridle. Nice. This is what he's got to learn to be able to be nice and turn in those turns. Nice and smooth. Everything's on his rear end. It makes it easy for him. It makes his job easy if he knows how to get his pole flexed and his body position. And this is what I get with this rig right here. It's the only place I like it. I don't like it further down because it gets their head too down. You want their pole to be flexed, and this is what I get with this bridle.
If you have any questions or you need to learn how to work the mechanics of this or just want to feel like you have somebody who's going to safeguard what you're doing and ensure that you're doing it correctly, obviously you can go to KayBlandford.com, her website. This little tidbit is not on your new DVD.
No, it's not.
So if you want information on it, you've got to come check her out at the clinic. She still does private lessons as well. KayBlandford.com. Kay, as always, it's truly a pleasure to watch you work. And
have fun. It's great.